Yo, Billy Smilish. These are your exercises that I promised you. So I'm going to show you a few things. One is a lying tricep extension with some dumbbells. I'm going to show you some, and that is for the back of the arms, the triceps. I'm going to show you some variations of bicep curls, hammer curls and bicep curls for the fronts of your arms. Also going to show you some exercises for your back, and I'm going to show you some versions of push-ups, which ultimately targets your chest, your shoulders, and the back of the arms as well. And one version in particular, which really is focused on those tricep muscles, the back of the arms. Check it out. So bicep curls, I mean, you can do this standing, kneeling, or seated, whatever you prefer really. The bicep curl, let me get a bit more room here, is going to target the fronts of your arms. I'm going to do this kneeling. You can hold the dumbbell just to the side of your thigh. And what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze that dumbbell tightly to activate the muscles in the lower arms. You're going to bring your elbow just slightly forward, ahead of the midline of the body, so we don't want it back there. We want it just slightly forward to help you isolate the bicep. You're going to squeeze that dumbbell and curl it up. Slow pace down. Give it a squeeze, curl it up, slow pace down. Yeah? Bicep curl. Front of the arms. Variation on that. Hammer curl. Long ahead of the bicep. Same activity. Elbow slightly forward. Squeeze, curl up. Squeeze, curl up. To increase the challenge of that one and to use your core muscles more, you can simply work both arms at the same time, or you might alternate with your curls as well. Okay?
Now here we see Oliver in his natural habitat, lifting weights, clanging and banging. This is the lying tricep extension, targeting the muscles in the back of your arms. The elbow must point upright towards the ceiling, and you can use your spare hand to prevent you from hitting yourself accidentally in the head. You can also perform this exercise if you feel confident enough with two arms at the same time.
This exercise is the single arm row. You'll place one hand on a bench. You'll notice that my back is quite flat like a table. So it's important that you maintain good posture. So you're going to hold onto your dumbbell. You're going to support your hand on a flat, solid surface. You're going to hold onto that dumbbell and you're going to shrug your shoulder up and pull your elbow into your side. So you're dragging that dumbbell towards your shoulder and your chest. And what we're doing there is we're targeting the large muscles in the middle of your back. Now you could, I've lost my dumbbell, there it is, do this with two dumbbells at the same time. So again, I've got a nice flat back here, and I'm pulling them both up simultaneously. So that's my position. All right. Some variations on your push-ups. Now, in particular, to target the back of your arms, we'll work on what I refer to as a diamond push-up. So you're going to get your hands, going to create a nice little shape. You're going to plant your hands directly under the center of your chest. You're going to pop your knees down, if you can see that. Yep. You're going to lower your hips, so your shoulders to your hips to your knees are in a straight line, and we're going to focus on dropping the elbows outwards until we lower the chest towards your hands and extend through the back of the arms. Okay? To make that more challenging, we can turn the hands from this position simply outwards, and I'm going to keep my elbows much more narrow. Same thing, I'm dropping my chest towards my hands, but my elbows are closer to the body. Let me turn this around so you can see that a little bit better. So position-wise, for the first one, is going to be wide with the elbows. Make sure you can see that. Or the wider variety, closer to the body. That's much heavier on the back of the arms. Okay, key is that when we're working on these push-ups, is we do not want to arch our back. We want to keep our core nice and tight and our back strict and straight. So our positioning, you mount the bench, is stiff in the abdomen when we're working here. Just to give you an example of that. So I'm keeping my back nice and strict and straight and my abs tight. Now, another good exercise you could try to work through the back of the arms in particular, we also target the chest lightly and the shoulders with this one, are some tricep dips. You can use a bench for this, depending on how wide your hands are apart. If they're wider apart, we're going to get more across the chest. If they're closer together, we're going to get more through the back of the arms. So I'm going to keep my hands quite close together. I'm going to come just off the bench. I'm going to bend my elbows and lower myself towards the underside of the bench. So you'll notice here that I'm staying quite close to the bench when I lower down. Careful not to scrape your back against it, but ideally you do want to keep your back and your body close to the bench. Don't wander over there. If you do that, if you wander forward, get your ass back over there, because otherwise you're going to put a lot of stress and strain on your shoulders in a way you don't want to. So stay nice and close to the bench, as if you're kind of aiming your bottom underneath it, yeah? So we're straight down towards the bench, into that gap underneath it. Tricep dips. As I say, wider variety, more use of the chest. Otherwise, fundamentally, exactly the same movement. You can work on a combination of these moves. It'd be a hell of a workout. Here's another one for you, quite challenging. It's a variation on the plank or the bridge hold, and it's going to really work the back of the arms. Bridge transitions. You get the forearms down, going to get your toes down. Your rest of your body is going to be raised. From this position, I'm going to lift one arm up, plant my hand down where my elbow used to be, and I'm going to push through the back of that arm. As I'm coming up, I'm going to support my balance with my spare arm, and I'm going to slowly go back down again. Then I'm going to swap onto the other arm and do the same again. A slower pace is better to maintain control of the movement through the core, through the lower back, and to make sure that we are thoroughly testing the back of your arms.